Hi, everyone. Hope you're having a cracking Australia Day long weekend. The sun has been shining here. It's absolutely been phenomenal, the beach weather here in South Australia. So I hope it is shining wherever you are. It's not so rosy in markets right now. In fact, I'm a little bit concerned in the short term because, as we know, and this is equities focus, but we know this sort of stuff does impact risk markets, liquidity elsewhere. So it's important to focus on this. Now, I've been hearing over the last few days, and it's something I wanted to cover in today's market update, but I think it's now, hitting us square in the face, is the release of, I guess you could say, China's version of OpenAI, so ChatGPT. And it's called DeepSeek AI Assistant. You can see it right here on the screen. So Kobayashi Letter, I can never say that right. Kobayashi Letter it has got a really nice thread here about it. But what this actually means is, in fact, I'm just going to read this thread. So let us get this straight. DeepSeek was built in under 2 months for less than $10 million, and it's now #1 on the App Store. On top of this, it was built with outdated chips and a small team of under 200 people. Meanwhile, the US is pouring $500 billion into AI. How is the NASDAQ not in trouble here? Now, we know that Trump buddied up with Sam Altman and others, promising this big AI revolution. We know that the sentiment and the bubble of AI has been building in the stock market, for over a year and a bit plus, and things are going vertical. This is a total game changer. If DeepSeek can completely push ChatGPT, OpenAI, all that aside, what does that mean in two separate things here? It means the AI bubble in the US may have just found supreme competition that's actually overtaken them, which it looks like it has. And two, NVIDIA, the company that has just been soaring to record highs. They make all the graphics cards chips for a lot of these high-powered computers, and the big focus on AI. If suddenly their new chips aren't needed, wanted, or in vogue, or bought at the same clip, their returns and the levels of interest in their stock is going to go down. And when they're holding up the market, as we've said this before, that NVIDIA is holding up the market. If it rolls over, look out. But there's a whole sentiment wave. It's like mind share. People buy this stuff on the expectation that the US is the place to be to buy, the AI boom, the AI narrative. But this is nothing. This is very serious. And even if this is a short-term hiccup, which maybe it is, maybe it isn't, I think it has more longer-term implications here personally. But if we're just looking at this from a short-term perspective, markets will sell off. They'll react, and it looks like they are. We're seeing the NASDAQ just, fall down. I think I had, Sharon's tweet here. Monday Blues, NASDAQ down 1% in early trading. So they're reacting very negatively on this news. There is the other, and this comment sort of nailed it as well. Not only the AI stuff, but there is a trade war going on between the US and Colombia, where Colombia turned away the flights that the US had sent filled with the illegal immigrants that they were sending back to Colombia, some gang members, and they were turned back. And so Trump immediately, obviously taking this as a bit of a slap to the face, he just said, you're getting 25% tariffs immediately. And if you, sort of don't comply, we're going to slap 50% tariffs on you within a week. And this has just thrown Twitter into an absolute meltdown. And then within 30 minutes, the president of Colombia turned around and said, we'll provide our presidential plane to come and get these people and bring them back to our country. But then Colombia has responded with, I think, a 50% tariff on US imports. But when you look at the numbers, I mean, the US imports a ton of Colombia's GDP, while the opposite is not true. It's just percentage points. So the US can affect serious leverage, and this is the whole point of these tariffs, is they are diplomatic leverage. They're not going to be applied at every instance, but Trump can use them as a really strong stick to get whatever he wants for a better deal for America. And he's just enforcing it. And it's going to be very fascinating and, in my view, quite fun to watch. Unless we're on the receiving end of it in Australia, that wouldn't be too nice. But Trump's going to do what he thinks is right, and he's wielding some of that economic leverage, sanctions, taxes, whatever you like to sort of frame it as. That's what he's doing at the moment. So back to OpenAI and where all this goes. Short term is going to be turbulent, I think. Really, this really throws a spanner in it. This is something that's just come out of nowhere.